I noticed a lot of your work revolves around capturing sort of the nature of a real person, right? Like I
Mhm.
see real people when I look at the images. It doesn't look like stock imagery, it looks very different.
Mhm.
So I think I know the answer to this, but was that intentional, and what was that all about?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you noticed that. That's a compliment. I'll take it. Yeah, I think a lot of that. Thankfully, I think we're now in a day a little bit of in the '90s it was very much Cindy Crawford, beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Uh, that was that was all. It was like you had to have a beautiful woman in the photo, and that was it, or a beautiful man. And thankfully, it's changed a lot to where now it's more inclusive. They're including everyday people, all races, all sizes, all ethnicities. Um, so that's a lot of what goes into it. But I also definitely feel that I specialize in working with ordinary people. I like working with. I actually kind of prefer working with ordinary people.
Mhm.
You usually can just have a little bit more fun. And so yeah, a lot of the people I've worked with, um, they're either talent, but not super seasoned in the terms of what you would think is like talent, or they're everyday people with companies. And yeah, I mean, what I do is a lot of psychology, really.
Mhm.
Um, I always try to bake in a little bit of time in the beginning just to kind of chat, get to know them, joke around,
Mhm.
make them feel comfortable, affirm them, say, hey, you're going to feel really stupid. Like, this is weird, like, don't
Yeah.
worry. We're not going to judge you. We're not going to laugh at you. So, um, yeah, I think making people at ease is super important, especially with what I do, which is photographing everyday people.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that there a lot of the magic comes from the way an ordinary person is acting ordinarily. If a model is there and they're professionally trained to look a certain way, yeah, that's good, and it's good for a certain type of image that you're trying to convey for a certain type of audience. But I think by and far having natural people that are just naturally being themselves, there's a lot of magic that can be captured there that translates to audiences that look and act like those people. I'm seeing this from my side, but I'm curious if you're seeing brands from your side that are actually trying to showcase more actual team members or actual customers rather than using stock.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on right now. Um, Definitely a lot more people. I will say when you use regular people, though, it's important to bake in more time
Hmm.
because and I mean, you can cast anybody. It's just the matter of do you have the budget to get them near you?
Hmm.
Um, I've worked with some like that's not that's why I don't want to take away from what what talent, paid talent, really does.
That's
I mean,
right.
it's
Yeah.
amazing. Like I work with one talent on a shoot, and they flew them in from New York, and there was these two women, and they came on set, and we started shooting. Hope you don't mind me telling the story. And this
Yeah.
was
No,
back when I was
stories are good.
assisting, and I they're just like talking in front of the camera, and the photographer goes, "All right, let's go. We'll get ready." And again, I was assisting, and they just turned it on, and it was I mean, my jaw hit the floor. Like I was like, "Oh my gosh, these are like paid amazing talent." I looked over at the photographer and I go, "This is a lot easier." He's like, "Yeah." So nothing to take away from that, but yeah, I think I definitely see a trend of photographing the everyday people, and I think definitely as our world has gotten more conscious of culture and like office culture and culture in the workplace, which I love.
Mhm.
I think it's necessary to show everyday people because you want to show your culture. If you get
Mhm.
models and actors, that's not your culture.